What happens when a whole generation decides enough is enough? In Nepal, the so-called Gen Z revolution has erupted, bringing down a prime minister, setting parliament on fire, and shaking South Asia. It all started when Nepal's government tried to ban social media, sparking outrage among the country's youth. But this wasn't just about online freedom. For many, it was the breaking point after years of nepotism, corruption, and elite politics. On September 8, just days before Nepal's National Day, protests erupted in Kathmandu. What began as demonstrations turned violent when crowds stormed the parliament complex. Security forces responded with tear gas, water cannons, and even live bullets, killing at least 19 people. That crackdown only inflamed anger. Within days, protesters torched political offices, stormed ministers' homes, and even set the prime minister's residence on fire. Facing mounting chaos, Prime Minister Sharma Ali resigned, but the protests didn't stop. Demonstrators now demand new elections, an interim government they helped choose, and justice for those killed. By midweek, the death toll climbed to 30, curfews were imposed, and the army flooded the streets of Kathmandu. Several ministers reportedly fled the country. Nepal's president addressed citizens, vowing to seek a constitutional solution while safeguarding democracy. In a dramatic turn, Nepal's former Chief Justice Sushila Karki was sworn in on Friday to lead the transition, making her the face of a fragile interim leadership in this turbulent moment. This isn't Nepal's first wave of youth-led unrest. From student movements to a decade-long civil war, the country's history is shaped by people power. But today's uprising matters far beyond Nepal's borders. Sandwiched between China and India, Nepal has long balanced ties with both. Under Ali, Nepal leaned closer to Beijing, with China pouring billions into infrastructure. Now, with his resignation and an interim leadership in place, the country's political future, and its foreign policy tilt, remain deeply uncertain. For now, Nepal is in turmoil. The Gen Z revolution has already forced a prime minister out of office and ushered in an interim leader. But whether this leads to renewal, stability, or deeper instability is still an open question. One thing is clear, Nepal's young generation has shown it can shake the system, and the world is watching what comes next.